Nicola battles 10-foot swell.
She's in a lot of trouble.
Hold on!
The most dangerous rescue of her career.
Hold on to my boy! My boy!
And then he jumped off, but he jumped off in the rip and went straight back out.
A young woman is being kept afloat by volunteer lifesavers and members of the public.
Still successful. I think I've got a spinal here. Can someone get one?
I got there and the girl was being held. She was in excruciating pain. Something was horribly wrong.
After she was violently dumped by a wave, the woman must be supported by volunteer lifesavers and members of the public.
Minimising movement in the ocean just adds a kind of extremely difficult element.
The spinal board is on its way. But in the rolling surf, Jules must find a quick solution.
I need to get this girl on a stable platform and out of the ocean.
You're in charge of your head. So 3, when you count, everyone has to go to her body and we have to raise her.
I think she's going to try and put him on the board, but I'd rather they just wait until the spinal board.
I had to improvise, so I just went for it.
1, 2, 3.
Actually, they did it pretty smooth. It's not too bad.
Assisted by volunteer lifesavers and members of the public, Jules must get the woman through the surf without any sudden movements.
There's a huge amount of responsibility when dealing with a spinal. Your treatment could be the difference between them walking home or them going home in a wheelchair. Every time she screamed and cringed, I swear like I felt that. I just kind of went into action mode and autopilot and started yelling out orders to people. We brought her in and just lay her down on the board in the sand, and I guess that was when we started to really assess like her symptoms and what was happening.
So what's your name?
Yeah, you can swim out there.
What is it?
Sophie or something.
All right, I'm Jules. I want you to stay as still as you possibly can, okay?
21-year-old Sammy is at the beach alone.
And is the pain just in your neck? Okay, back and neck. Did you get dumped by a wave? All right.
Lying precariously on the edge of the board, Sammy must be stabilised.
Sammy, what we're going to do now is we're just going to get you a little bit more straight so you're more comfortable.
Don't take your head.
When they're feeling a lot of pain, it's really hard to treat because you don't want them moving their head or their neck, and quite often when they are in such distress, they'll do that.
An analgesic gas offers the Lifeguard's strongest form of pain relief.
Big breast that you were doing with me.
Doesn't taste very nice. It's okay.
It's like medicine, so it's going to taste a bit funky, but it's so important.
It's just important that you get it in, yeah. Yeah, but it's going to help you, all right?
A head-to-toe assessment will identify any loss of feeling or motor function.
Can you just wiggle your toes at all for me? That's a really bad sign when someone has no feeling in their feet. It's time to really start thinking about, serious spinal damage.
Sammy's symptoms indicate a potentially devastating spinal injury. The question now is whether or not it's permanent.
My left leg.
Your left leg is numb?
It felt numb when I hit my head.
Yeah.
All the pain,
Bit of pain?
from my back.
All right,
That's all right, just keep breathing. Remember,
Take a whistle in, nice deep breath.
As lifeguards wait for paramedics to arrive, Sammy makes a shocking revelation.
I've broken a neck before.
Okay, so how long ago have you broken your neck?
A year and a half ago.
And what were you doing a year and a half ago?
Cheerleading.
So I just kind of took a breath. She could have completely kind of cracked or broken something here.
For the symptoms that she showed, that was the most serious case I've dealt with.
So we're going to put a collar on you, all right?
I guess I was fearful that she might lose her ability to walk.
Lifeguards wait in hope for news that Sammy will make a full recovery. After being cleared of serious injury in hospital, Sammy has returned to say thanks.
When I went underneath the wave, I kind of like tumbled and smacked the back of my head against the sandbank quite hard. Yeah. It was pretty scary.
I was pretty excited because I was thinking, okay, well, if she's here, she's on her feet and she's walked in, so this is fantastic news.
How are you? Feeling a bit better now.
What was the verdict?
Inflammation around my C7 and I aggravated my C6 again. I've got full feeling back in my arms and legs.
Yay, that's fantastic. Happy days, you're smiling. Bit different to yesterday, isn't it?
Hopefully,
You won't forget this trip.
No, I won't.
To have people come back and truly thank you and mean it, yeah, it's really special.
All of a sudden, these few huge waves came from around the corner at Ben Buckler's.
This is huge. I can't believe, like, it was fully feathering out the back of the point.
It cleared the flags out before we knew it. Everything was running out to sea and about 40, 50 swimmers all went at the same time.
The clubbies are waving off the back of the flags again. Nicola, straight in front of you.
They've got it parked forward. There's about 4 swimmers hanging on.
Have to come over, Nick. It's turning into a mass rescue.
You go out?
Yeah, we need a board out here to...
Cool, head out.
Grab on.
Spin your legs around, sweetheart. Lie down on the board.
Yeah, do you want to take a run down, guys?
Yeah, mate, you're going to have to go down there.
As I got out there, just more and more heads kept popping up, screaming for help.
Hold on.
It's going on.
It's hectic here.
Hold on.
People that had a bit of fight in them and were able to scream and wave their arms, I wasn't really that worried about them because obviously, they had the strength to keep themselves above water. I was sort of looking for, hands, hair, anything, someone who might be submerged. I was just worried that in that panic and in that number of people that were drowning, that someone, they could have been knocked out, anything.
The conditions just changed really quick. And next thing we know, there's about 50, 100 people that are stranded.
I was just trying to get as elevated as possible to look around and just see if I could see anyone that may have been underwater or floating face down. You don't want to, it was just, you just don't know who you've missed.
Oh, it's the biggest rescue I've ever seen.
Come back on the board.
It can be extremely dangerous if we get situations like this where all the lifeguards are in the water doing rescues down the north end because it only leaves one lifeguard covering 3/4 of the beach and you've got 30,000 plus people.
So much.
I sat there thinking for a while that we may have to put the shark alarm on to clear the water.
I think it's a good idea. Everyone's in the water.
Yeah, whenever you're ready, mate.
We don't make this decision lightly because as the punters, they panic, they think there's a shark in the water. So we had to do it in a controlled manner.
Once I did it, it was a big relief, just see everyone coming back in.
I got control of the middle set of flags within a minute, and that gave the guys time to continue the mass rescue at north.
It's not funny. Any of you, I warned you, it's not funny.
Good work, boys. Everyone do well. It's about as chaotic as it gets, I reckon.
Then we had everyone. We had about 8 boards in the water and people swimming and all sorts. So, I think I brought in 4 people. Must have been close to 40 people then.
Nicola, who was actually down in that corner, and for her first major incident, she responded perfectly. She was straight out there, perfect, unbelievable skills in the water.
It's good to get a few good rescues under your belt and to get that warm, fuzzy feeling when someone looks at you and goes, oh my God, thank you, I was going to die.
23-year-old Julie is a lifeguard in Newcastle, 2 hours north of Sydney. She's come to Bondi to get some experience on Australia's busiest beach.
I do want to prove to myself that I have what it takes to to be working here.
Matt D spots a group of men who've fallen off a sandbank. Julie is given the task of her first board rescue.
Go, straight out.
Boom, it was on, and I was a little bit nervous. I kicked into gear, I grabbed the board, and I paddled out as quick as I could.
I was involved in the rescue. She was actually able to get there first, and then I was able to back her up.
I got to them and I drove my board literally into the middle of their group, and they were just panicking and they just all grabbed onto my board.
For the second time today, a group of fully grown men scramble to stay afloat. In their desperation, the board tips. Fortunately, Julie gets the group back onto the sandbank.
She had a bit of an unorthodox style at times, but yeah, she did a great job.
In her first ever rescue, Julie manages 5 in one go.
It felt empowering just to be able to paddle over to somebody that's struggling and be there when they need your help. It makes me want to just do as many rescues as I can.
Thank you so much. Thank you, rescue.
We got a new hero on our hands, eh?
No, I haven't proven myself yet.
You got one. We said you get one, didn't we?
Was it a good rescue? Yeah, man. Yeah, good on her. She got her first rescue at Bondi.
She's got a good attitude.
Join the team.
Exactly really good.
Stand through the Jules. I think you've earned yourself a break. You've got to come up and jump in the tower.
She just did her first rescue, so she's pretty stoked about that.
Yeah, I pretty much nailed it. That's about it.
This is king.
I like your confidence. You just went up in my book.
You'll go a long way in this job.
It's good. Don't tell anybody that's actually my proper first board rescue.
Tommy and Jules' first season down here at Bondi. The Swells up. I told them, go get your wetsuits on, we're out there.
Are you nervous? You know why you're nervous? Because you're not talking.
For Tommy and Jules, the mission is simple, to catch the biggest wave of the day and prove themselves to the older guys.
Tommy's confident.
I'm not losing the seat.
I was nervous, but it was really cool to have Jessie backing us in the water.
All right, Jules, the second one, all right?
Here's a step.
Handling a rescue board in these waves requires perfect timing.
Pedal hard! Go! That was the biggest handbrake I have ever seen.
I do admit I did pull back on that one.
Next, it's Tommy's turn to impress the judges.
Oh, Tommy.
I wanted to catch the biggest wave of the day. You either take off and survive, regret it massively.
Smoke.
Fall off in the big stuff, and you'll need more than just good board skills.
Can Tommy swim?
I think he can swim,
I don't think he can swim.
Jules gets her second chance on another big one.
Go, Jules!
Go!
I was like, yep, I'm on.
Go on!
And then at the last second, no, not ready. That was crazy. It was really fun, but now the boys are ripping into me. I can never quite do enough for them, so I have to go back again.
Go, Jules! Go!
Go on.
So then the next big wave came through, and I just thought, there's no way that I'm not going for this one.
Well, release that handbrake, Jules.
So I just put my head down and just went for it.
If Jules is too far back on the board, she'll miss the wave.
Go!
Too far forward, and she'll nosedive.
Jules really impressed me that day. In the end, she ended up getting a bomb, and she done me proud. So she can hold her head high. That was sick, Jules!
So I'm happy with that, but I got smoked coming in.
Jules may be done, but Tommy wants another crack at the title.
I wasn't going to let anyone beat me. I was catching the biggest wave that day, and that was it.
Go, brother! You're on! Go! Paddle!
He's gone.
Go, son, hook it! Oh, yeah, Johnny. I think Tommy won the heat, eh? Jules got a big one, but she fell off. Tommy was the only one to make it.
If someone was drowning, we have to get out there, so it's good to practice.
A volunteer surf lifesaver is attempting a rescue in the rip at North Bondi. Nicola is called to back up.
So I could see one clubby's gone up the rocks, lost his board. He's probably going to get in trouble. I think there's one boogie boarder. I've lost sight of him.
Nicola offers assistance.
There's one further out for an old bones right here.
Yeah, Nick's going way out, boat ramp style. We've got a mass rescue in 10-foot surf. This is heavy, very heavy.
Nicola asks local surfers if they've seen an elderly man on a bodyboard.
Is there someone else?
I was just checking, just like, hey, is everyone okay? And they were like, no, we think this guy will get into trouble.
That guy? Okay.
Nicola identifies a man clinging to a bodyboard.
He should not be out here.
You right, mate? All right, jump on.
Uwe Krab is on holidays from Germany.
Nicola seems to be coming in. She's doing a rescue. She's got one on her board.
We actually got in once, and then he jumped off. But he jumped off in the rip and went straight back out.
The exhausted German tourist has been battling for over half an hour. Nicola makes a second attempt to save him.
Hold on.
She's going out. She's absolutely battling.
The powerful rip pulls them out to sea.
The waves were so big, there was so much happening. The rocks right there, and he just can't understand what I'm saying. And I just couldn't communicate with him. And we're sitting in the rip, just going out to sea. And then finally, like, I got him on the board and I had to roll a wave with him.
The man struggles to understand Nicola's instructions.
Hold on to my board. My board. Hold on. I'm trying to help you.
Next thing was, how do I get him in? The waves are massive.
Get on.
At that point, I knew I couldn't get him back in to the beach.
Nicola's doing the gnarliest rescue ever. She's in a terrible spot. She needs assistance.
Harry's is stationed onshore with the buggy, but can't back up since there's only one vehicle available to cover any other emergencies.
Mate, we can't leave this vehicle. If anything else happens on the beach, we are screwed, mate.
She's just got to take it on.
Hold on.
At that point, I knew I couldn't get him back in to the beach.
Right now.
Nick. Go up the rocks, please.
It's impossible for Nicola to fight against the rip. She has just one option left. The narrow boat ramp is sandwiched between rocks.
Alright, we're gonna go up there, okay? I tell you to swim.
Yeah, okay.
Off-duty lifesavers back up.
Nicola has sent him up the rocks, which is one of the heaviest things to do, and two bystanders dragged the guy across the rocks and up to the boat ramp.
I think he got a few scrapes, but yeah, I think he's more than happy to be on dry land.
Doesn't matter if you're Kelly Slater, you're going to get smashed out in the water, and it's remaining calm, and she remained calm. She knew that she had to get the bloke in, and she did the right thing.
The reason why this rescue was particularly hard was just because I couldn't communicate with him, and it kind of all made sense when I met him on the beach once I finally got myself in.
Thank you very much.
That's okay, I'm sorry, I was yelling at you, I just couldn't.
I am sorry, I couldn't understand you because I'm carrying a hearing aid.
Oh, really? Okay.
But I felt a bit terrified by the size of that water mountains behind me.
Yeah, they're big water mountains today. I think today it's a land day. No more water mountains.
Yeah.
Nicola's rescue has impressed her teammates.
It's Nicola, man. She's sweet. You could put her in a cage full of lions and she'll come out all right, you know?
I was down at Backpackers Rip. I'm watching a father and his daughter in the foreground, and then all of a sudden I see this young girl. She's going to go under, and if she goes under and disappears into that deep hole, another 30 seconds or another 40 seconds underwater, it's like you find her or she's gone. You go strip down, get the board, get in the water, hope you don't get slowed up by waves coming in, and then sprint to the patient.
Okay, stay here with me.
Thank you. I think I used close to all the 30 seconds to get to her. Yeah, she was definitely at a point, a serious point by the time I made contact with her.
Okay, I'll take you in safely, okay?
It's like a 5-year-old kid on Terry's board. You know, we rescue thousands of adults a year, but we might only do a handful of kids, little kids, you know, and every time one of the boys does a rescue of a kid, it's a big deal.
All right.
So much.
My daughter nearly drowned then.
Yeah.
Okay, you need to go to the red and yellow flag.
Yeah.
Watch your back.
Thank you.
Especially with young kids like that, because I lost my son. I know that feeling. Sorry, guys. My boy was trapped in the birth canal and had complications which cut the oxygen off for 10 minutes, but the result was a week later that he died. Whenever I do a rescue of a young child, that comes to the surface. She lost that beautiful little girl. She'd know what I'm talking about, you know?
I was feeling my brother, and I recognized it was her day because I was away. Oh my God! Never follow me, okay? Jesse, never follow me in seas. I might get into danger. And you're smaller and weaker swimmer than me, so you can always follow me. Okay.
Straight away, straight in front of me down in Backpackers, I just see these two girls and they were not good at all.
The lifeguard buggy is parked back up the beach, so Harrison must make the 100-metre sprint on foot.
I could see there was a board directly in front of the girls in trouble. These thoughts in your head saying, right, go Harrison, just run, run. Then you're also thinking, geez, are they gonna make it? And also there's another side going, oh, I hope the boys are backing me up.
Harrison hits the water first, unaware how long until backup will arrive.
Got full just tunnel vision on these two girls.
2 drowning girls, 1 lifeguard. Harrison makes a spur-of-the-moment decision. Rescuing a drowning person without equipment is extremely dangerous. Harrison risks being held underwater. But his only thought right now is getting to the girl in time.
Go, he's under.
I thought as long as I could get the board to her, then I could leave her with the board and then swim the other 10, 15 metres to the other person to hold them up. And I knew by that time the boys would be backing me up.
Why didn't you get off the board? To pay past the board to someone down to the other to hold them up.
I've got to the young lady and I'm keeping her afloat, trying to reassure her that everything's okay, that I'm a lifeguard, I'm here to help you. And that's when Ryan pedalled out on the rescue board and I just happily gave her to Ryan.
The first girl Harrison rescued struggles not to tip the board.
That was lucky. That was as close as you wanted to get, ever.
Safe on the beach, the girls are shaken but alive.
If you feel sick tonight, okay, make sure you go and see a doctor. All right, just don't swim here, just swim up between the flags, okay? Yeah, so I saw the girl at the back was worse off, so I just grabbed the first girl on my board and just swam, just held her up until Ryan arrived. Yeah.
Just good that, you know, Hudsey and Singlets both been lifeguarding for so long. Just know to keep an eye on the beach from where they are.
I was patrolling the south corner and it was very strong rips that day, I remember, and the girls ran up to me and told me that her brother was in trouble. Where? Kind of just pointed out to the ocean and I couldn't really even see him.
Despite the confusion, Yatesy follows the woman.
The can-hand's on the way down to help you. Right in the south corner? Yeah, right in the south corner.
Lifeguards can see trouble in Backpackers Rip, but the situation remains unclear.
I went down there with Chapo quickly, and when we got there, Yatesy was in.
On at Central, Queen has just gone into.
I actually got out to him quicker than I thought because I was actually at this stage in the rip.
A man, the brother of the woman on the beach, clings to a surfboard. He's been rescued by Bondi's resident photographer, Eugene.
Well, if Eugene wasn't there, we would have been diving to get him.
By the time I got to him, we'd been sucked into this bank and it was sucking up sort of over the top of us, and that guy was in big trouble.
The man is on the verge of losing consciousness.
I picked him up and he was just a dead weight. He was just floppy, his legs weren't doing anything.
It will be close to impossible for Yatesy to get a dead weight swimmer to shore in the crashing surf.
Someone doesn't look that good, eh, Harry's?
This guy could hardly hold on to Eugene's board, let alone get up on the board.
Yatesy gets to a sandbank where he can lift the man onto the board.
Was that all it was? Him? He looks like he's still drowning.
So I've got this guy on the board. He's pretty much a dead weight. You know, as far as I could have known, he might have stopped breathing on the way in. He was that bad.
Pradeep is on holiday from Nepal. Barely conscious, he needs immediate medical attention.
Come on here.
Lifeguard Quinn is a qualified paramedic.
You know, I would have been confident with anyone on the sand, but it's just that little bit more when someone like Quinn is there.
When you saw his face in the end, he looked green. Those eyes, you know, like when you're close to death and your face changes and your eyes change, you know that he was absolutely on his last breath. Did you take on some water just then? If his condition deteriorates, then you know you'll definitely need a trip to hospital. I'm just going to put this on you for a little bit, get your breath back. Because of the colour, the green in his face, you can tell that he's been without oxygen for a little while. So he's got a deficit there, and putting the oxygen on him was just to try and get him breathing properly again and get some circulation back for him. Bit of a tough little episode there. All right, you're in a lot of trouble there.
Local surfers often step in to help lifeguards. Today, Eugene has saved Pradeep's life.
When I saw that he was in a real bad way, like his eyes were rolling, he was going under, his head was really low in the water, I could tell that he just had no idea how to swim. He looked to me, you know, seconds away from dying.
After 5 minutes of observation,
and he said he definitely has taken on a fair bit of water, so...
Quinn determines that Pradeep must go to hospital.
Did you swallow water? Okay. It's the difference between inhaling and swallowing. If you swallow, it goes into your stomach. If you inhale it, when you do that, it goes into your lungs, and that's where the problems are. My job is to keep them alive until the ambulance gets there, and then you know it's always a good sound when you hear the siren coming down Campbell Parade. You know they're not far away.
Here they are now,
Yeah, they're coming now. All right, I'll meet them at.
Pradeep remains at risk of further complications.
I just want to listen to your breathing, man.
They've put the stethoscope on his lungs and probably heard water in his lungs, which is instant hospital. He must have been in a bad way for them to take him straight away.
We ready to go?
The Nepalese guy should buy a lottery ticket. It's very, very lucky, as close as you'll ever want to come to drowning.
I noticed a couple of swimmers and The two were dead set drowning, like fully going under, and I was in shock how quickly they went that I didn't even have time to radio into the boys that I was going in.
Harrison must prioritise who to save first.
As I was paddling out to her, she was bobbing under the water, and she was pretty much going under by the time I got to her.
As he grabs the girl, Harrison has no hands free to paddle back for the man, who is fighting for his life.
Come to me.
Oh my God. Oh, thank you.
Okay. Come here, you okay? Come here. She had no strength left. She'd used all that effort just trying to stay afloat, and there was nothing left of us.
Right,
hop up on the board, hop up on the board. Hop up, come here.
Exhausted, the girl is incapable of climbing onto the rescue board.
She's a small girl, like, she's only weighs about 40 kgs. Normally, you know, you can just flick them up on the rescue board. She was dead set, like a dead weight. Like, it took a lot of effort to get her on the board.
Harrison must do the heavy lifting himself. A local surfer comes to back up. The girl's clothing did little to help her stay afloat.
Just come up here. Just sit down, relax. Sit down. Sit down.
Lifeguards are concerned the girl has water in her lungs and could suffer secondary drowning.
Very scary, eh?
But after undergoing a brief assessment in the tower, she refused all further help. A cardinal rule amongst lifeguards is never leave the tower unattended. But sometimes rules must be broken. 2 tourists are caught in a rip, but there are no lifeguards nearby. Troy breaks protocol and leaves the tower unattended. Troy is beaten by Beardy, who was heading to the change rooms when he spotted the man.
Yeah, Beardy's gone out.
Hear him screaming help?
The man is swept into the impact zone. It's Beardy's job to get him out of there.
As I get to him, pretty big set comes and we got pumped.
Oh, the board.
And I was just lucky that somehow the board didn't rip out of my hands.
We could hear him screaming help from up there.
In saying that, we did get him on the board pretty quickly. And we got a pretty good wave in. Unfortunately, he was in a bit of a bad way when we got to the beach. He was exhausted. He was literally fighting for his life in the water.
You good?
He was sick. He was a little bit vomity.
Water on the lungs can cause secondary drowning. He may be out of the water, but the man is not out of danger.
You all right there? Wait.
The big worry for us is secondary drowning. Oxygen therapy in his case, yeah, it's pretty important we get that on pretty quickly.
Did you swallow any water or are you just exhausted?
I don't know.
You don't know? 1, 2, 3, go.
He had nothing left. He couldn't even lift his own body weight. And you know when someone's in that condition that it was a close call.
Yeah. Just try to break through this. So you did swallow a bit of water? Yeah, okay. What we're going to do, we're going to get an ambulance to come down.
But what they do is they'll take you to hospital and they get something, they stick it down your throat and they'll suck all the water out for you.
Murad's friend witnessed just how quickly things happened.
We were having really good time there, and as soon as, that was pretty deep then, so, I got so scared, yeah.
Help? Yeah, give him a hand on the back of the bike.
Ambulance, thank you. Even in the tower, he was in a bad way.
You feel sick in the tummy at all?
No.
No?
It's like I feel like somebody hit me.
Dizzy?
Extremely.
Headache?
Okay, take that in. Nice deep breaths. Thank you. Okay.
Oh, hello.
Drag out of the water. You swallow any water?
Yes, but I think it was less than a cup.
Slowly breathing down, mate. All right.
Murad is off to hospital for a full assessment.
I kind of knew that he had swallowed water. I saw the waves breaking over his head, and he's very lucky.
A small girl is fighting for her life in front of the tower.
Gons just goes, I'm going.
Alone, the young girl won't last long.
Yeah, the fear definitely gets bigger when there's little kids because they're so defenceless in the water.
Gon's right in front of the tower.
When you're in the tower, you're watching that person. Just got to keep eyes on her so if she goes under, I can at least tell them where she's gone under. So it's a gut-wrenching feeling, but you have to do it.
She's really, really bad.
Gon's, he comes down on his days off and paddles a lot, and I just know he's using every bit of that training to get there as fast as he can.
When I got to the girl, yeah, she was pretty shaken up when I first got her on the board.
8-year-old Ava from Queensland is on holiday with her father, Graham, but he's nowhere to be seen.
After a while, it sinks in, like, what's she doing out here by herself?
Beachgoers witnessed just how close Ava came to drowning before Troy rescued her.
Just sit on the seat there.
Troy wants to have a word with Ava's dad as soon as he can find him.
He went up there. I think I can see him.
You can see him?
Yeah.
Just there?
Yeah.
Is that him?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll walk over to him, okay? Just next time, we'll keep an eye on him, man.
Sorry, no.
Like,
Wee, eh?
It's this close. Like,
oh, she played right out here?
Yeah, she was right out the back as well. Like, it was very close.
Oh, sweet, bro.
You're very brave. You're very brave.
Very brave. Sorry, buddy.
It's a mistake that many parents make, but this time it nearly cost Graham the life of his daughter.
Oh, look, I was laying there and my daughter went for a swim. She floated out of the flags and ended up rescued. You were scared?
The waves kept on hitting me.
The waves kept hitting you?
Yeah. So I kept on going down and down.
Oh, darling. She wanted to come down and see the lifesavers. That's why we come down from Queensland. So she got to see them up close. Yeah. It's embarrassing, eh?
Yeah, my advice for parents coming to Bondi is you've got to look out for the red and yellow flags and to keep an eye on your kids.
On New Year's Day, lifeguards have come to the end of a punishing 13-hour shift. Then, a major emergency.
A guy screams out, he says, "Harry's, there's a baby dead up on the road."
Harrison backs up.
You know it's serious because there's bystanders in the park just pointing that way.
Where are we going?
You know, you're preparing for the worst.
And all of a sudden, I see this baby just on the road. The baby showed no signs of life. It was not breathing.
The baby has reportedly fallen on its head from a height, but it's unclear how. The patient is an 8-week-old boy.
At this stage, the baby is clinically dead.
His father can only watch on.
The father was literally on top of me, and to be a father and look up at him and to see water coming out of his eyes. You know, a dad to a dad, you just want to give it your all.
The baby's mother is unable to watch. Resuscitating a tiny baby presents major challenges.
We go to pull the defib out and I see a baby that is so small that it stops me instantly.
Lifeguards must urgently administer manual CPR.
I did have an obstacle that there was a head trauma and a hip trauma that I just had to get breaths into that baby. Generally, I would have picked the baby up and gone for it.
Lifeguards decide to ventilate the baby with a bag mask and oxygen.
There's no time to think, it's just do. I knew that I had to get breaths back into that baby. All those rescues that I've done, nearly 6,000 rescues, over 70 resuscitations on these beaches of people that have been clinically dead. It comes down to this one moment. After the third breath of breathing that baby up, I started to see the rise and fall of the baby's chest. Oh my God, this is working, this is effective what I'm doing. Giving these rescue breaths to the baby.
2 critical minutes of care has brought the baby back to life when the paramedics arrive. Paramedics now need to get a cannula into the baby.
They needed to get a line into this baby, and one way they can get a straight line is actually going through using a drill and going into the bone marrow, into the shin, and so they can get administered drugs in there straight away.
The baby still needs assistance to breathe. Lifeguards and paramedics hope for more signs of improvement.
The worst thing with a baby is you want to hear them cry. You know, it's actually concerning when there's no noise.
After around the 8th, 9th breath, I hear the baby cry. To hear this baby scream was just the greatest moment ever. This was real, this was raw, this is rare. And there's so much going through my mind. Like, I've got this baby, I've lost someone that's elderly, and I've got this baby in front of me. And I'm thinking, I've lost my father, but here's my chance to have an infant, to give this child a new life. Everything was that moment.
But the baby may not be out of danger yet. A special casualty access team arrives to help assess any head trauma.
Intensive care paramedics hand it over to the SCAT team, and they treat the baby.
They loaded the little boy straight in to get him straight to the kids' hospital.
Not long after, lifeguards get news the baby is likely to pull through without major complications.
So sorry. Well, it's amazing.